Hello, friends. Welcome to a live event that is actually happening.
It's actually going to happen today. Yeah,
it's for real. We're not gonna ditch this and recycle for 2 days from now and then 3 weeks from now. And hi, welcome back.
The only leaks this show may suffer is a drink leak onto my desk here. That's about it. So.
we also I feel great about this show and the theme because Ray showed up at our meetup at Artemis 1. And we booked her right then and there. We were very professional about this. She said, when am I going back on the show? And I said, how about a week and a half from now? And she said, yes, let's do it. That's great.
Yeah, I mean, it was great. It's as all good creative things happen under the influence of Jimmy Buffett's delicious land shark lager. I mean, that's the stuff of dreams right there. I mean, what more do you need to kick off a good podcast idea? The podcast is not sponsored by Jimmy Buffett, but it could be.
If my dad is watching, he just like got super engaged because you said the magic word is Jimmy Buffett. So
he should be on the podcast. Just dial him in.
Could call him up.
Please come talk about Jimmy Buffett and why.
Should we start with drinks? Because we got a lot to get to here.
We should.
I got pictures. I got video. I've got a lot of content here, Jake.
You
brought a multimedia experience. Yes.
A cross-channel multimedia edition of Off-Nominal we've got today, folks.
Yeah. Okay, cool. What do you got, Anthony? What do you got going on right now?
Oh, in the spirit of the Off-Nominal beach party that we'll talk about, and also because I sound and feel like crap, which may be obvious, I feel like I went with a sensible choice of a seltzer. So we were drinking a lot of seltzers on the beach. I usually don't drink them, but I do love them on a hot beach day. They're very refreshing. So I got a Two Robbers peach. There's a pineapple one over there too, which I'm less in love with, but it's the last one left of this box, so that's when it gets drank. But I needed something that's a lot of water, because I gotta flush this. So, yeah, that's what I'm going with.
The hydrate to dehydrate ratio is always comforting. Yeah. With the hard seltzers. Yeah.
Yep, very high. So, it was not Ray's strategy though. I saw pre-show. What you got over there?
Yes, this is full dehydration mode that I'm in with the wine. I feel like last time I was here, I had the red wine taste. I got to keep up the tradition. This is a lovely Tempranillo from Spain, and it's really, really nice. It's Viña Alberdi, and it's a 2018. So
was that a good year?
A really nice little, we're easing into fall here. It's in New York. I just felt like it was weather appropriate, and like I said, I just have to keep up the red wine tradition here.
You are now the Off-Nominal sommelier.
Oh my gosh. I've been wanting that for so long.
I can tell that you know something about wine because you have like the pro wine glass. Like most people have just like the round one, which is like, that's what I think a wine glass looks like. And this is like, no, this is a expert.
I want to see more of it when I'm drinking it.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, this makes me just feel like a Bond villain. I mean, how can you go wrong drinking this and plotting?
And I'm sure if we ask like someone who's like really really into wine, or maybe even you can tell us like there's probably some special flavor sensation that is encouraged by the shape of the glass, and the smell and the taste hit you at different, like there's some nonsense about how it's just wine. But
oh yeah, you're really getting the full profile here, and also you're getting the extremely menacing look, to be honest.
And you can do the swirl, the like.
Oh yeah.
Like, I have to swirl it first and then smell it and then drink it, which is all part of the experience, right?
Mm-hmm. It's all part of the Off-Nominal experience you're going for here.
All right, so I have a gimlet today. You know what?
We got fun facts in the chat. Sorry, I'm in and off mute because there's a guy literally doing housework right behind my wall, and you're gonna hear it the whole show. It'll be a bit. But you have been studying a first level sommelier. I don't know who this is in the chat. Is this from Planetary Society?
Maybe Planetary Society, my employer.
Oh, I know who that is, but who's doing it? I think Jake froze too, which is a fun bit.
Frozen, but he is smiling.
Yeah, we're gonna leave him like that until he's back.
Yeah, that's fine.
Is this true? You've been studying?
Well, yeah, it's It's not really, I can't say it's a sommelier test, but it's like a wine specialist. Sommeliers are the real pros. But I'm just like a baby wine person. Baby wine person. I'm gonna add
Baby
that to my
wine
resume.
person. Hold
Put
on
that
while I
on my
write the title
LinkedIn.
down real quick.
Yeah, just add that. Maybe I'll put that
Baby
on my
wine
Twitter bio.
person. Yeah. Anyway, I think Jake
Yeah.
Jake has Starlink now, which is a
Oh
fun
yeah.
bit about this show, which was we were seeing how long he could go before he freezes in this laughing face, and we found out exactly how long that was, which was 2 shows.
I was thinking we
So,
could just hologram him in.
well, he's
Just
gone now,
beam
so let
him
me.
in somewhere.
Here, I'm gonna switch you guys. Oh, he's back. Hold on, he's back. He's back. He's back.
Hey, welcome back.
So this could be a spotty episode because there's some clouds rolling in, and Elon hasn't installed the anti-cloud Starlink surface loss prevention. So
Packet loss. Severe packet loss is happening.
your packet loss.
Yeah.
Yeah, I heard thunder, and then it was like, so that's how
Well.
that goes. So we're gonna do our best, but so as I was saying, I have this. This is a gimlet, which I decided to have last minute because I lost my head of state today. Rest in peace, Liz. You know, you served a long time, and I thought I got some London gin in my closet, so I made a bit of a British drink today. So this one's to old Liz. It's good.
Poured one out.
Gin is good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I get it. I don't get the monarchy thing at all, but this is a obvious disagreement between me and Jake. So, he froze in his in his. This is gonna be fun to see how he freezes. All right, we're skipping him. We're skipping.
No worries.
I would like to talk about the off-nom. Well, where should we start, Ray? Which angle should we go in? Because we've got the Artemis side of it all to cover. We've got the everything that surrounded Artemis, and I'm not sure which is more fun.
Let's start with the science stuff, right? Let's start with Artemis one.
What the hell? I'm just kidding. That's not my first question. But seriously, what do you make of all this that's going on? Where we're at here? We're what, 2 weeks out since we first tried? No, 1.5 weeks. Time is a warp.
Mm-hmm.
And
yeah,
now they're keeping it out there. They're gonna try to fix it. They're gonna see what happens. What do you make of this?
So, I mean, I think the latest is they're going to try for September 23rd or September 27th if one of those dates work out. But yeah, I mean, it was super disappointing to go because I really want to see the big rocket take off. I want to see it do the thing. And I really, really hope for the best with it. I mean, I will never, ever forget the anxiety of sitting in the NASA Press Center watching the first launch attempt. And it was like every couple of minutes we'd hear updates coming in. The announcer, by the way, from NASA did a tremendous job. He really killed it.
Yeah.
But
tough gig. Tough gig.
Yeah, tough gig to deliver, that kind of up to the minute news and sometimes disappointing news. And it's funny. When I was sitting there, I said to my colleague Casey Dreyer, I was like, "This is reminding me of watching Yankee games with my mom when I was a kid, where she had this superstition. She was like, if I'm watching the game, they're gonna lose." And then she would just like stop watching it and go do something else. And after a while, when there was a hydrogen leak, and then they fixed it, and then they found something else, and they didn't know if it was frost or if it was a crack in the engine, I was like, "Oh my God, I'm my mom watching the Yankee game right now. I need to get out. I can't do this. I've ruined it." So it's my fault. I'm very sorry about that.
So you took it to the full sports fan level of like, the things I'm doing affects the universe enough that if I keep eating these peanuts or whatever, if I sit in this particular chair, then, the Yankees, Derek Jeter will have a nice play here. You went straight to that rather than any other explanation?
I mean, I just think that's the easiest explanation. Maybe not the most rational one. But no, in all seriousness, I do think that it'll be interesting to see how the month plays out. We are early in September. Let's see if NASA, I think they also have to secure a waiver as well. There's a number of different things before the Artemis 1 actually goes off. But my personal feeling...
Oh, hold on. Where'd she go? She's back.
Oh, I'm back.
I was switching Jake back into the little box, and I screwed it up.
Yeah.
Anyway, you think it's going to work?
I don't know. I want it to work. I want to believe, you guys. I do want to believe. But, there are a number of things that the NASA engineers are just going to have to work to address. And it's going to be tough. As we've seen, this is a really complicated rocket. And there are so many different factors to help it that don't even have to do with the rocket itself. I mean, we were all just in the Florida weather. I mean,
oh, we didn't have the cushy press site, room to hang out in, Ray. We were living it on the beach and just getting rained on all morning.
Yeah, rain on and then hot.
Yeah.
Yeah. We were out in the elements, Ray. This is where we were. You can see the elements right behind us.
Yeah.
That's the storm right there.
That's like an impending storm.
Yeah, that's the one that rained on it after it had its issues. So, we watched that the whole time. We were tracking it of like, oh, this is definitely going to rain on the rocket. So, I don't know.
I mean, what do you guys think is going to happen? I'm going to flip it back to you.
Oh, well, Jake may or may not be frozen again. So, I do think they're making the right call because keeping it out on the pad lets them test fixes, which is like, I would rather them stay out there, try out what they're fixing before they have to decide what to do, and then whether or not they get the extension and they can actually try for the end of the month, at least they've tested the thing and they roll it back. They can be confident that is not going to be the thing that breaks next time. So, like, I don't fault them at all. A lot of people are just saying, just like roll it back right now. And it's like, if this is the only spot you can test this thing, keep it out there, test it. Like, don't talk to us again until you've tested this and then figure out what to do. And then if it works out, then you can launch. Great. But if not, we're right back to where we are.
Especially like today at the press conference, we were talking about how rolling it adds more and more wear and tear to the vehicle too, right? So like if you are at the pad and there's value you can add there, then do it. Like take the opportunity.
For sure. Mm-hmm. Which is like the other aspect of all this, that all of these things can only be worked on in certain spots. Like batteries can only be swapped in the VAB, but these things can only be tested at the pad, and those things can only be tested while they're, rolling on the way out there, and this, that, and the other thing. Like the way that all these little parts come together is the frustrating part of this vehicle, where like nobody in particular, there's not a name that you could say like you did a thing wrong on the SLS program. Everyone did great at their parts, but nobody was really concerned about how all those parts came together, how all of the different criteria like played out with a lunar launch window, and how that impacts the mission team trying to manage the way that they're going to fly. And it's admittedly like a bajillion variables to orchestrate all in the right order. But I don't know, it's been a little overwhelming the last week because it is all of the criticism of SLS in one big storyline. Like political decisions, technical decisions, architecture decisions, the scheduling decisions. Everything is here to be had if that's like the thing that you want to get all hot and bothered about.
I couldn't do it, let me tell you. The fact that there are people whose minds are just not anxious is an experience I will literally never have. So it was really interesting to see that, there were something like 91 engineers, I think we heard in the first attempt, on the pad trying to troubleshoot issues. I cannot believe that. I mean, if a minor inconvenience comes up in my life, I will be thinking about it 24/7, and I will be playing back every embarrassing thing I could have said or done. Like, that's just how my brain functions. So kudos to anybody who had a hand in this, and those engineers, shout out to all of you, because, wow, that's a skill.
Yeah, and you can't fault, I think personally, like, you can't fault if these are ground side issues. You can't be like, oh, well, the ground system screwed up. It's like, well, this is also the first tank they've received that they can do tests on. And I feel like that's a huge part of it, that they didn't have a tank to take out and test their systems with before, 2 or 3 months ago when they were actually rolling this out, or I guess at this point 4 or 5 months ago when they were doing the wet dress rehearsal. But you see all these other programs, Vulcan, obviously Starship, they always have these test tanks that they can take out to their hardware and actually give it the run through. And that's the part that makes me concerned, where we've got like a 2-year gap between this and the next mission. And like, are these things actually going to be fixed by then as well? Or, are they going to be right back here in 2 years where they've changed stuff on the pad, or it's just been 2 years and apparently there are soft goods that have issues of various sorts? Are they going to like break by then because of their own wear and tear? That's the concerning part when you look like long term. So,
yeah, absolutely.
How are you enjoying your Starlink purchase, Jake?
Yeah,
it's a great ad
it right now.
Great ad for Starlink. Clearly not sponsored.
You know what? It works great like 95% of the time, but it does not handle Thunder yet. And so, I did a 2-hour stream like just before this, and everything worked fine.
We're gonna start having Anvil cloud rules for Off-Nom.
Seriously, I was just thinking, this is just like that one storm that was coming over the beach towards the Artemis launch site. And it's
totally
like, during the launch window, this is what's going to happen. So I got a 1 hour a week. I need there to not be rain.
Yeah.
But, that's how it goes. But I do like how I can pop back in after being disconnected and catch like one sentence. And I'm like, I know exactly what point.
You already have a take ready? All right, what's your take on that last bit there?
Yeah, I want to hear the take.
I know. I absolutely agree. It's just like the cadence of this is going to cause a whole bunch of other problems. Like, so like the launch for the first time is going to be a problem every single time. So I'm like writing my show for this right now on the Wee Marston's feed, and I'm a little stuck because it's like I'm trying not to have it be like just a big dump on this rocket, like just like here's how bad it is, because it's not useful to anyone to just like complain about it, right? And it's not new information a lot of the time. But there was really a startling sort of coming together of all the different circumstances of this history of this rocket that just sort of all showed themselves in like 1 week, right? And it was hard. So it's going to be. I feel bad for NASA. I'm going to put it that way. I feel bad for the operators on this who are just trying to show up and do their job because they're working really hard, and they have been given a rocket that is just not super optimized for like regular frequent operation. Yeah, it's hard. It's really hard. So yeah, that's my polite take, I guess.
Yeah, and these launch windows just make it really weird where I don't know. Like, do we know how long it takes? Like, what is if they hot rodded this and they rolled it back, change out the flight termination system batteries, and rolled it back out? What the quickest they could do that is?
Probably mid-October, I would guess.
Right. So they they couldn't even make that next launch window if they wanted, which means they're always skipping a launch window if they've rolled out to the pad, which is.
And that's what they said at one of the press conference. Like if they rolled back on September 5th and swapped out the FTS batteries, they would not be able to make the next September window. It would be 2 windows from now, which is just another weird constraint that some decision about this rocket from 12 years ago is imposing on this current operation.
And the decision to use the crawler as like, let's build this over here and then roll it all the way out there really slowly. Okay, maybe in today's day and age where Bechtel's catching some shit from Bill Nelson, I don't know, like, hey, what if we didn't like new plan, we're gonna build it on the launch pad so we never have to roll it in and out again. Like it starts to look, if you're like, I'm another $1 billion going to Bechtel to fix their new mobile launcher, like build a new building over 39B. I'm like, the trade space I feel like is closer than you might realize.
Just a giant umbrella,
huge like tent, fly in the Boca Chica people, build a tent, and we're good to go. Like, let's do it.
Build a big tent. I think that's really the big takeaway from this episode. Build a big tent around the
build a big tent.
Huge tents solve the problem.
I mean, we don't have to belabor all the different constraints, but like to give you an idea of how tough that is for the operators, you can theoretically launch to the moon every day, right? The moon is always it's in some spot, so you just wait for the Earth to rotate within somewhere in that 24-hour cycle. The Earth your launch site will be in the right spot to launch out and go to the moon. So
I feel like there's more things.
Well, but this is where you start theoretically. There is a trajectory from Earth to the moon every day from the same launch site. But then when you layer in all the first some just standard mission constraints, but then performance on ICPS and performance on Orion and power on Orion and cycling of the tanks and how much hydrogen they have in the pad and wear and tear on the vehicle. You layer in all those things. The SLS takes those daily launch opportunities and you result with 3 every 2 months. Like, so that's how tough how tough a job the operators have been handed because of the design of the rocket, right? And that's a lot. That's hard.
It's a lot. Yeah, that's a hell of a lot.
Yeah. So that's that's what they're up against. And I don't know how to charitably cast that as a story.
Right. Again, like it's not a like. I feel like people always are like, why is everyone criticizing NASA and these people so much? They're working hard. It's like, no one's saying that. They're just like, they were like flown to the island of misfit toys and told to build a launch vehicle out of it. It's like, it turns out it's not the best launch site, I don't know. Jake's inquisitive now.
I think
so.
the solution is we change the weather in Florida. Like, let's
Cloud
just make
seeding.
a big.
Yeah.
Just get rid of the clouds. No more clouds. Someone
It would
figure
help.
out.
It would help Starlink quite
It
significantly.
would also help Starlink. I mean, this is a genius idea.
This could be an FCC program. We wouldn't even get into NASA's budget. So
I'm just saying, we gotta consider the clouds,
Yeah.
consider the weather, change the future. That's a tagline.
change the weather, change the future. Sure.
Didn't they have aren't there all those like weird studies about like if we like sprinkle a whole bunch of like sodium aluminum into the clouds, we can like change
baby.
the weather? Wasn't that a big thing like back in the 60s when people thought technology could just like alter the universe?
Yeah, I think the physics works. I think it's more of like a logistics problem. Yeah.
I remember being
I mean, if you went to some corners of the internet, that is an active program being taken on by the Illuminati. So
yeah,
I wouldn't count it out.
I remember going to a LPSC once where that was a thing. They handed out this press release, and it was like they came into the press room and gave this like document that was like, this is a big release, media, you need to be there, go to this room at this time. And it was like a solution to climate change by like shooting salt at the clouds or something. Like it was some wacko thing, and there was a whole anyway. So
we'll get there eventually, is my thought.
We'll get there.
That's kind of what I feel like. I feel like that's where we're ending up, as much as we all want to not end up there. Like, I don't know. Anyway, that's a different side jag.
Well, we did all the science stuff. What do we do?
Yeah, we should talk about the meetup because regardless of all this stuff, we had a great time doing hijinks in Florida. Let me start off with a bit of Jake photography hour here. Jake only takes pictures in square. He doesn't use the other modes on his camera. He only uses square. This is a great picture. Right? This is a great picture.
That's a good one, and it doesn't have the industrial.
This is the first picture he wanted to try. This is his first. Hey, we should take a picture. Let's use the most industrial-looking, horrible background I've ever seen in my life as the backdrop. Like we're just in the port of Brownsville where they tear down those ships. Like, this looks great, guys. Let's use this picture. So I was a little cranky about that, but it turned out
we were very cranky.
Did it great.
You were very grumpy about this one, but I still think it's a great picture for what it's worth.
Yeah, Pat's looking great in the back too, so very important. Very important.
I didn't realize you were such a square hater. I didn't know you're the anti-square.
You're just wasting pixels. It's like using digital zoom. Do it later. That's all I'm saying.
I could do it later, or I could do it right now, and just the best part is no part. Is what I'm saying, right?
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to edit my photos, man. This is 2022. You just fire and forget. Come on, let's go. We got lots of pictures to take.
I will say we had a great turnout. We had like this whole little area of the deck taken over. Ray showed up before I did, so you can probably speak better to the first part of this meetup than I can, because thanks to you, American Airlines. Do you want to tell us about the first part, Jake? What was going on out there? What did I miss?
Yeah, it was fun. We had like it's funny because we couldn't make a reservation, and I was like so worried because I'm like, I don't know, man. There could be like 30 people showing up. I have no idea. I didn't do any kind of RSVP system, so like I was really asking.
Yeah, we had people sign up on an email list, which is a low confirmation solution, and we were like, I don't think 150 people are going to show up to this.
No, I don't think so either. So we showed up there a little early, and we found a couple people that were already there. Like I think Kurt was there, and so we were looking around, and we found that little spot in the back corner, and we could fit up there, but there were some other people, and we were just like, wow, if we just like keep piling into this little deck area, and just sort of like slowly start like pressing out, and be like, let's just own this space, and we just like kind of squeezed it out, and
there's a pre-press process.
Yeah, and we eventually just forced everybody to leave, and then we had the space. So
did the conversation drive people away? Is what I want to know.
No, I think the conversation was lively and inviting. I think it was very fun.
Yeah,
I feel like it's probably the area to have the conversations we were having. I feel like target market wise, they all live there. So
yeah, and we had like that Falcon 9 was being offloaded on a crane over in the distance, and that was kind of fun. And there was a cruise ship that rolled out. It was a cool ambiance. I was really happy about it. We had a really good turnout, and lots of good shirts, lots of good Off-Nominal shirts.
I got that pic. Let me pull it up. This is a marketing opportunity for Jake. He had just a real turnout.
Look at that.
Yeah, huge turnout on the shirt. Two of these people are named Noah. as well.
That's the funniest part. Two of them are named
Oh,
Noah,
yes, I
and so
remember
watching them introduce themselves to each other was maybe the funniest thing I've ever seen
I
in
have
my
that
entire
somewhere
life. So.
in this album. Was this
There
another
they are,
square
yeah.
shot?
Those are the Noahs right there.
I'm gonna take it. This guy was not with us.
No, he was not with us.
No.
He was like, "What am I? Where am I right now?"
By what's happening in the meeting of the Noahs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ray, how did you get to the meetup?
I knew you were going to ask me this question in the sneakiest way possible. I came prepared, so we'll get to that in a minute. Let's see, where do I begin with this? So we had a wonderful, fantastic event at Rec 225, which was a really cool bar and restaurant. We at the Planetary Society had a member event, and it was a great meetup, lots of fun, conversation, and drinks and food. And after that, to get to your little shindig, I got in an Uber and had a really interesting experience.
It started before you got in the Uber, from what I've heard.
Yeah.
I just want to make that part clear for the people that are listening that might think, oh, this all turned out, this happened mid-ride.
No, not at all, actually. It pretty much started before I even got in. I opened the door for the person that was waiting for me because I had called an Uber. And
approximately how many other Ubers were in that area where you were about to get into an Uber? Was this a big crowd? Were there a lot of Ubers around?
You know, I don't remember, but this person was for sure waiting for me, and they were the only person in the parking lot of this restaurant, so no confusion there. Like, no one else was coming to see an Uber at the time I was out there. I would have known. And, yeah, I opened the door, and apparently it really alarmed my Uber driver, who said that she was almost going to pull out her cattle prodder. And then I thought she was kidding, and she was not laughing. So that was a surprise for everyone involved.
Mm-hmm. And then what did you do right after that?
Like, yeah, I was just in the car at this point. I'm like, I don't know what I'm
got in the car.
to do. And what do you do? I mean, really. So
I understand the
so
reaction,
probably,
and I admire that your confidence that you're like, I could take this lady. That's no problem. Like, if it came to that, I live in New York. It'll be fine.
No, it was maybe against my better judgment to still go in the car, but I did live to tell the tale. A few minutes in, she started asking me about pets, and I told her about my dog. He's right behind me, actually, I think.
I should pull up some
and my cat, and she told me about her various snakes and her possible ambitions to have venomous snakes in her home. And now I know all her snakes' names and all the afflictions that they had. And now I know pretty much everything about how to legally own a venomous snake in the state of Florida. It was a riveting conversation. I wasn't fully prepared, I must say. And look, my cat just jumped across the screen. She was
Tyler
just
would like to know what the snake's names. Yeah.
I knew that people were going to ask me this, and that's why I literally wrote down notes. I'm not kidding.
Look at this pad. Oh wait, that's you. Let's see that pad. Let's see that notepad.
I wrote down the Florida Fish and Wildlife Conservation Commission's rules for obtaining venomous snake licenses. And I fact-checked
Were we close?
everything.
Were we close when we were guessing at the meetup? Were we close? How many two questions? Do you like snakes and do you live somewhere? That was what we thought the two questions were, but...
Yeah. Do you like snakes? Are you sure?
Yeah. Are you sure? That's right.
The snakes all had really interesting names, though. Like, they all seemed to have a lot of significance. They were, one of them I think was named, like, Cinnamon. And
Loki.
then there was one that was, there was an all-white snake. And then, oh my gosh, what was the last one? You guys probably know better than me. I told you this story.
Loki! I thought Loki, yes, Snow White was the other one?
I think it was like Snow White or something.
Yeah. Disney themed up until Cinnamon.
I feel bad. I'm like letting her down that I don't remember the snake's name. But Loki I do remember because I was going to name my dog Loki. And that was a point that I brought up with her. And I was like, please don't, I'm just trying to be friends with you now because this has gotten off to a rocky start. Oh, there's Queso. There he is. And he's here in the back too for emotional support.
Look at that.
But yes, that was the snake encounter I had, and it was really, it was one of the Uber rides I've ever had. I'll say that, one of them.
Wait, I want to hear these notes on how do I get a venomous snake.
Okay,
Yeah,
so
this
I'm
is the
gonna
kind of
go back to
fact
you,
checking I
Paul.
can expect from the editorial director of
Yeah.
the Planetary
You don't
Society.
get promoted for nothing, Jake.
No, I think honestly, as a second career, if anybody in Florida is looking to obtain a venomous animal, or for some reason, like a few monkeys, like there's like some sort of woolly, what's a woolly monkey, a spider, venomous reptiles. It's all for some reason the same category. I could legally give them some very unprofessional legal advice if anyone's looking. So, hit me
Not a
up,
lawyer,
DM me.
just read myfwc.com a lot is what I'm finding out.
Yeah, so I'm going to ask you both, because I knew you were going to do this, but now I'm going to flip the script on you. How much do you think it is to keep your license for a venomous reptile in the state of Florida
I'm
active?
closing this browser tab. Per year,
Oh.
Yeah.
$89.
Ooh, no. It has to be less than that. I'm gonna say this is a we don't like taxes situation, and it's gonna be like $14.99 or something.
It is a whopping $100 a year.
Ooh, on the mark, 100 even. Wow.
That's what it seems.
Okay.
Unless I am
All right, I win that one.
here.
I'm feeling good. 1-0.
All right.
Yeah.
I am more ready to license a snake than Jake. I don't know why the snake's getting the license. I'm getting the license, but
Yeah, the snake is not getting any license. The snake must be contained at all costs. Okay. In order to obtain the venomous snake, how many hours do you need with supervised under the supervision of someone who already has a venomous snake in order to get said pet in your home?
wow.
How many hours?
Jake, you go first. I went first last time.
You gotta be able
I
to
love
knock it
this.
out in a day. It's 8 hours. 8 hours.
8. Oh, I don't think so. I'm thinking this is like a 2-weekend affair. I'm thinking 20 hours. Yeah.
Wow.
We're gonna be blown away.
That is stunning. That is stunning. It's 1,000.
1,000 hours?
1,000 hours of experience working with the species they would like to possess.
You have to be 1/10 of the way to a master, per that theory about 10,000 hours. 1,000 hours.
I'm just realizing
What
in
does
real
that
time
mean?
how deranged this is.
I love this. This is my favorite segment we've ever done on this show. What do you have to do during those 1,000 hours? You just hang out with the snakes and the person that has the license?
Yeah, you give me a 1,000-hour training course. There better be a curriculum.
Yeah.
What I see is, you need to document it very carefully. And they actually do have a sample of what they want the documentation to look like. And it's basically like a timesheet, but you're with a venomous animal.
Supervision. Jake, real quick. We are on episode 76 of Off-Nominal. We did how many happy hours? Like 2 months worth? We maybe did like 16 of those or something. Maybe 12.
Sure.
We went to Falcon Heavy. We did ISC together. We did Artemis 1. There's no way we've spent 1,000 hours together.
No
No chance. Like, think about the amount of people in your life that you have spent 1,000 hours with. It's not that many.
Not that many. Very
Not that
small
many.
list.
Especially no one works in offices anymore. Like, there's almost no one you've spent 1,000 hours with that is not related to you by blood or marriage.
I like the idea that the state of Florida doesn't think that you and I are know each other enough to have a off-nominal podcasting license.
Nope. No podcast license for you.
Maybe that's NASA's problem. I don't know. That might be. That might be the thing. Yeah. Okay. Is that the end of the quiz? Are there more?
Yeah, that
questions?
was the quiz.
Okay.
You both failed.
2
But
questions.
I appreciated it.
Yeah.
Valiant effort. You
1,000.
did.
I was
Cheers
close
to
on
that.
the money angle, but
You were.
I would never have guessed 1,000. It's a ridiculous amount of time. Oh my lord.
I don't even know what to say to that. I mean, I'm in awe. I'm also like, I love how the disparity between 1,000 hours and $100. Like, all good.
Yeah, right.
It's
It's a high up front. It's a high barrier to entry and low, keeping you in the club payment. It's like, we got you. You're
Complete
fine.
6 months of a full-time job and
Right?
it gives $100.
Like, why $100 at that point? You shouldn't make these people pay. They've done enough.
Yeah, and that's scratching the surface. Like, you need to have all these, from what I read at least, you have to have all these other kind of facility requirements. Someone needs to come inspect the space. And at the end of the day, it's like, I would like to just know, what is the compelling reason that you need one of these animals in your home? What's up with that? I don't know. I can't answer it.
Same state with the people from Tiger King, so. Yeah.
What are
you
you
want
gonna do?
to rescue it. You want to rescue it from an Oklahoma zoo is what you really want to do. So.
God. All right. Well, I'm never getting a venomous snake. That's for sure.
I don't think I want a non-venomous snake either. I'll be totally honest.
Yeah, I'm fine. I'm fine. No snakes. I'm good with no snakes.
And shout out to the Uber driver. She only had the non-venomous ones, so
Well, she's working. I think she probably brings up this conversation every time because she needs to find that mentor.
Oh, that's a good point. I didn't think about the networking.
She's in search for the mentor. Because where do you find somebody?
You just
I didn't
drive
think about
in.
the networking aspect of all this.
Are you
Where
by
are you headed
chance a
today?
licensed venomous
By the
snake
way.
owner? Well, because when you
and
get
as
an
a
Uber,
driver-
they always, shout out to the Uber drivers, they always tell you their side gig. They always have a side gig, and they always tell you about it.
Mhm.
So,
Yeah.
I think she's doing the wrong thing. I think she needs to take Ubers. I don't think she should be driving.
Oh, to meet like other
Yeah.
potential venomous
Yeah.
snake.
Because you'd
All
find
the
that out in
other
5
venomous
seconds.
snake.
For sure.
Is there like a LinkedIn for that, or just like for the venomous snake,
group.
people
Support
for that
network.
community? Just like a subreddit,
It's
maybe?
probably,
I'm sure
I
there's-
feel like, all
Subreddit.
right, if
Do not
you were to
come
take
for
a
me,
guess,
okay? Do not come for me in the comments.
if you were going to take a guess at the social network in which the Florida venomous snake licensed individuals would congregate, do you have a guess as to which network?
It's definitely a Facebook group.
I'm thinking that or next door. Next door seems like a good
Next
spot.
door.
Ooh.
What about
You know what? I
a
didn't
Twitter
think of
Spaces?
next door.
Twitter circles. It's NFT people and it's the venomous snake hangouts.
Snake people.
All right, I'm moving on. I'm being our editorial director here, Jake.
Yeah.
I have a
spent
topic.
significant amount of time on snakes. So
This is a crossover topic here. This is a crossover topic of Artemis 1 and the hangouts around Artemis 1.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
It was freaking empty the night before launch. This is Preacher Bar that's always popping, and there was nobody there. And then we go out to launch in the morning on the beach, and there was like pretty much nobody there. And even
Yeah, we didn't have to work very hard.
even when we were hanging out here with our group of people on the beach, right after they scrubbed, somebody came up and was like, I just was waiting in Titusville for the launch, and I'm here now. And it was like 20 minutes after they scrubbed.
Yeah.
So you should not be able to drive that far if it was packed. So where the hell was everybody? Was it just a Monday morning and that's a weird time? Did NASA overhype it and nobody cared? Did nobody actually know?
So I will say that Saturday, the second attempt was busier.
Labor
Right.
Day weekend
We have-
makes sense.
Yeah, that's the confounding
I think if
issue
you
is
went around the
Saturday-
beach and asked, though, there were a lot of people there because it was later in the day. They were just hanging out for Labor Day. I think.
Yeah, yeah. And I
That's a good
also
point.
did hear that trying to drive, even on the Monday, all the folks leaving Kennedy Space Center got hammered by traffic. So
Well,
going
that's I'm not surprised about. On the base, that I get
going
that.
into Titusville was apparently way, way busier than we were down in Cape Canaveral.
Yeah.
So I don't know if it was that friendly local news reporter that gave the that gave the advice, right? So someone had him on local news, some expert, and they were like, "Where should we watch the launch?" He's like, "Go to Titusville, 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 Titusville. You are no one unless you're in Titusville." And we're hoping all the locals followed that advice and ran off that way and left Cape Canaveral nice and clear for us. That's the story I choose to believe.
Yeah.
It's funnier.
Yeah.
But
Well.
yeah, there's some questions there for sure, right? Because it's a big launch. I guess it's a big launch.
Big time.
How busy was the Apollo Forum launch?
I don't know how to.
That's what this
Can we
one
look
is,
that
right?
up?
If you have to draw a comparison, like this isn't Apollo 11, this is Apollo 4.
Right.
It's the first all up Saturn.
Can we look up Apollo 4 crowd size?
Yeah, I don't know.
A lot of trivia on this show. A lot of trivia on this episode.
Yeah, this is a trivia episode.
Trivia heavy.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know.
I'm looking it up.
We're all researching. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't see it.
I mean, no one will have documented that. No one even remembers that launch, right?
My
That's
theory.
That's the one where Walter Cronkite had to hold the windows up because they hadn't set up the press site to handle.
What if he was just doing that? Like, what if he was just doing that?
No, but wasn't that before they put in the water suppression?
The water suppression, like, yeah. Or like, whoops.
Wow, this rocket is actually pretty big. Maybe we should do something about that.
Should have done the math.
He's like, my God, the sound, like the...
What if he was just doing that, though?
Like as
that
a
would
bit?
be a funny bit. Yeah, that would be a really funny bit, Jake. The next launch, like me and you set up a little tent on site, and when it launches, we're like, holy shit, everything's coming down. Shaking it ourselves.
That's commitment to the bit, truly. Gotta respect it either way. Real or not.
I like that we've just accused Walter Cronkite of being inauthentic too. It's really
totally
good part of this show.
Totally. Yeah.
This is why we didn't get press credentials, because we think Walter Cronkite was faking it.
Here.
1 minute, 16 seconds.
I gotta pull this up, I guess.
The pressurization
Is this actually the thing? Is this him?
Yeah. You gotta listen to the audio. There was no video.
Oh, it wasn't video? I thought he was holding it.
We have ignition.
I'm listening.
All engines are running. We have liftoff. We have liftoff at 7 a.m. Eastern Standard Time.
This just says with him. Oh no, it says it here. It says
That's Jack King talking.
Well, our building's shaking here. Our building's shaking.
Is that it?
Oh, it's terrific. The building's shaking. This big glass window is shaking. We're holding it with our hands. Look at that rocket go into the clouds at 3,000 feet.
It's a great bit.
Now I'm laughing thinking that this was like this weird conspiracy theory that this was true. As a bit.
Also, do we know if he had seen another launch in person before? He probably had. I assume he had seen it Mercury or Gemini, right?
Or even the Saturn one.
Apollo 1,
right? But like,
yeah.
This was the first like full Saturn V.
Right.
It was the first one. So
I just wondered if like he would have been as overwhelmed by any launch. There's many ways in which this in historical reference is funnier than it is in real life, which is just like a great clip that I like to run through all those scenarios.
I mean, I told you both what my ultimate goal would be with the rockets is I think all rockets should have googly eyes on the sides, like big googly eyes. Everyone can see it, and then it goes off, and they're like, boing, boing, boing. Come on, we talk about science communications.
Yeah.
Like, what better way to get people interested in space than googly eyes, like giant googly eyes?
Right? There is a company on Earth that I know for a fact would do that.
Yeah, someone get on that. We've
all we need to do is acquire the googly eyes and ship them to Texas, and they'll be fine. They'll know what to do.
Okay, but now we have
Like
an engineering problem though, because the rockets are round, and the googly eyes would have to be big enough to see them from the camera. And once you like taped them around the round part, the googly bit would be like stuck because of the bent. This is an engineering problem. We need to put some engineers on this. This is the only solution.
Yeah.
We need spherical googly eyes. The irises would have to be round too, or like flexible. We can solve this. I think
solvable problem. Yeah.
Yeah, very.
Yeah.
Very solvable.
We've launched dumber rockets than that.
More complicated than the googly eyes.
On the scale of things, totally off.
Mm-hmm.
Google hydrogen, which is harder? We'll figure out which.
We could put a man on the moon, but we can't put googly eyes on a rocket.
It's a shame.
We've stopped dreaming, folks. America has stopped dreaming. What are we doing on this show?
This show is
honestly, we all need this because it's been a really weird week and a half. We need this.
It's been
yeah,
we need snakes. We need googly eyes. We know what you need. We need Walker. Can't even say his name. Walter Cronkite. Trutherism. We need it all. All right, Ray, you were sleeping the night before launch because you're a professional who needed to be there much too early.
No, I slept like 45 minutes, dude.
Okay, well then maybe you plausibly were watching our hijinks overnight on the internet.
Wait, no, I don't know. Like, I literally slept for like 45 minutes, so I don't know. It's all like just a weird dissociative state that I can't really remember.
We were hanging out at the Off-Nominal Beach House, and NASA Spaceflight, our friends, were doing their live stream. We were sitting here with this great, what does this sign say, Jake? Faith is daring.
It says, "Faith is daring the soul to
Go beyond
what the eyes can see." It's very inspirational.
Super inspirational.
I'm
Airbnb
inspired.
has some really great signage. Yeah.
So we're hanging out. It's raining. It's pouring, and I don't know. We may or may not have been drinking, and had the great idea of what if we sent a super chat to NASA Spaceflight and asked a ridiculous question to see what they did with it, just to under the Off-Nom account, just to know what would they do. I don't think they'll take down us, right? They won't DMCA me if I play this, will they?
We'll find
Maybe
out.
they will.
I think
All
it's
right.
good.
Oh, we have
We're top.
a big one here. Almost a $75 super chat here from Off-Nominal
Oh.
asking.
Is that Off-Nominal the Off-Nominal?
I'm not sure.
$73
Hi, guys.
and 39.
Anthony
Um,
and Jack, man, hi, yeah.
Asking what happens if the
Let's
rocket
see.
is too wet. Probably asking it earlier about whenever it was pouring rain down at 39B.
Hold on, wait for it.
You know, that's actually a good question.
That's actually a good question. That's where Chris decided to take that. Was actually a good question because I need to fill time right now.
Only NASA Spaceflight can run with that and actually make it content.
Yep.
So, yeah, those are consummate professionals. Even that must have been what 3 in the morning, 2 in the morning.
I can
like
look at my
some
timestamp.
god-awful
It was pretty rough.
Yeah, it wasn't operating hours. Let's put it that way.
I was already at the press site by that time. We had to show up at 2:30 in the morning.
Yeah, that was
Like,
20 minutes
that's
after you
wild.
got
I don't
there.
know how I
so that's fun. That's really fun.
Yeah, that was so wild. Oh my god. I can't believe I was there for like 6 hours. Just, what was I even doing?
That was our question. Yeah.
Honestly, I
We
don't
were at the
remember.
beach
You
for
must know.
12 hours and it flew by and I can't believe how long we were there. So
What was
It an
everyone
emotional
doing in
roller
there, right?
coaster, though. You know what though? I did go outside a lot. Like I went onto the grassy
Mhm.
area and just looked at the rocket, and I got destroyed by mosquitoes. I don't know about you both, but there's something about me that mosquitoes are like, yes, that one. And
It's
I
the
think
wine.
it's because
It's the
maybe
wine.
I was gonna say I think they
Yeah.
sensed the Jimmy Buffett land sharks, and they were like, that's a delicious and refreshing beverage. I want some of that. And then there I was to suffer.
Just
So
sitting
that
out
was-
in
that
the
was my
turn
first
basin
thing.
getting eaten. Yeah.
yeah.
Oh my gosh, I got just absolutely demolished by the mosquitoes. You know, it's all part of the Florida experience, though.
Yeah.
I had the same experience. I got obliterated by mosquitoes there too, and I was so surprised
Yeah.
because I came from here in Mexico where I thought we would have more mosquitoes, and I was like, this will be a reprieve. It'll be like less bad than what I have because it's rainy season here too, and they're everywhere. And I'm the same. I'm like a delicious snack for those mosquitoes. And I went to like a brewery later in the week, and it was like I was there for I don't know an hour. And I still have them. Like they're still healing. They were like red welts that lasted for days and days and days. Really brutal, man. I don't know what those Florida mosquitoes are. Something else. There's something special. Yeah.
I
You know
agree.
what? You know what they could give you though? You gotta watch out. They could give you go fever.
Shut it down. Shut it down.
Sorry, guys. Oh man.
Oh, brutal.
What else do we got? We got any other funny hijinks we should talk about, Jake? The flag was great. We had a flag, right?
Oh, tell me about that.
So we had flags to fly on the beach. I forgot mine.
Oh, that's so festive.
Jake still has one. I forgot mine. But
Yeah, you were supposed to take one, and I was gonna keep one.
I'll
Instead,
get
you
it.
gave them
I'll
both
get
to
it
me.
next time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So now I have
There'll
to
be a
remember
next
to bring
time.
both of them.
I'm not going back
Yeah,
to this rocket launch
when's the
though.
next one?
I'm not going back to this one. Number
You're not
one, if
going
they
back?
make this new window, I literally can't. But
What if it slips to like November?
I'll consider it, but I just don't. I don't know. I feel like I'm not going back for this one.
Yeah.
I'm kind of dejected.
You've given all you're going to give to SLS.
Yeah.
Is that what it is?
I don't have an institutional budget like some of us on the show may or may not have an institutional budget.
Wow.
You know, we're just lowly independents out here. So, you know, I've never gotten a promotion in my time running this. So.
Me neither.
It's getting personal.
Yeah.
Nobody, just edit that. We're gonna edit it, so we'll take that out.
Any other takeaways we should cover? Ray, you were talking about sitting there looking at the rocket. I drove to Titusville to just look at it before I drove back to Orlando. I can't decide if it's a cool looking rocket or not. Where does it rank?
I think I have
this
to.
rocket.
Hot or not the rocket?
Hot or not the rocket? Yeah.
Come on. I think I have to quote one of my coworkers saying that it's a very rockety looking rocket. Like, that's the best. Like, it just really looks like what I would envision, like, as somebody, at least, if I didn't know anything about space, I'd be like, that's a rocket. It's got like that. You know what I mean?
Got a rocket
It's
vibes?
not like really sleek.
Like if you worked at Disney and someone was like, please draw a show about rockets, and you knew nothing about it, and you drew a rocket cartoon, that's what it would look like.
Absolutely. Yes. That's the Pixar version of a rocket for sure. That's it.
Yes. I agree. I agree 100%. It's got the side boosters really do it, right? Because it's just like that's where the rocket parts are. Yeah.
The
It would be
tower.
especially rocket looking if like the orange tank actually had windows in it, and that's where the people hung out, and it's just the rockets on the side. Yeah, that would be. That's how you can make it extra special.
Yeah.
I like the look
Although
of it.
I'm mad at Main Engine 3. Main Engine 3 is what screwed us all over.
Yeah,
Well, it wasn't even that, right? It was the other. It was the other sensor.
Engine
Oh
3
yeah, there's
sensor,
like a million things.
Throwing
Did you
some-
guys see that there was like a bat at one point?
Yeah,
that
the
was
bat.
on
We were
the
all about the
SLS?
bat. Yeah, we were big on the bat. We were like hoping the bat was what caused the foam crack, and that it would be like Batgate or something.
Batgate? No, the bat was just there because it's like almost spooky season. It wanted to share the festivity.
It's dawn. It's spooky season. This is orange. I have to be here. Like that's where I live.
Do you guys have your Halloween costumes yet?
I don't. My son has a Buzz
Come
Lightyear
on.
costume. So. Yeah.
No, we don't have Halloween here, so I don't have to do that anymore. It's great.
Oh, yeah. You have a lot more work to do though. You got to like set up a whole ofrenda and stuff. I've watched
I
Coco.
don't know, Brenda and pictures of my grandma on it, and paint my face like a skull. There's a whole thing. Yeah.
You have a lot of work to do.
Yeah. We got OG Halloween at here. So.
Ray, number one, what is your Halloween costume? Number two, tell us what you're working on. What should people check out about you? I need all the Ray content here.
Well, I was going to save it as a surprise, but I feel like every Halloween I really try to outdo myself. Well, I guess I might as well just do it on this podcast. So,
A licensed snake owner.
Legally authorized snake owner in the state of Florida.
With your timesheet with you?
I'm going to be, it is animal themed, I suppose. I'm going to be Remy the rat from Ratatouille.
Oh, so good.
Like, in his little chef
Yeah,
mode.
Tiny Chef.
Yeah, Tiny
So
Chef.
good.
Yeah,
That's a
I'm really
great
excited for that. Last year I was a Duolingo owl, which was, I did the whole thing myself. Like, I really went all out. And it was really, really good. So this year I was like, how am I going to beat that? And, I haven't seen a ton of Remy costumes, so I'm excited for this one.
Has Duolingo seen that? Because I feel
Yes.
Okay, because I know a lot of people that work there, and I was going to make sure that it's on their radar, because
they were super happy
some
about it.
pre-IPO
Yeah, I think
stocks or something for that.
Yeah, they were really happy about it, which was I felt really honored to have that, because I'm like, what is spookier than the guilt that you're not fulfilling your dream of learning a new language? Guilt is the spookiest thing, really. if you think about it.
Wow.
That's haunting.
Wow.
It is haunting, yeah. I get that scary every day. Duo's always yelling at me, man. It's always telling me.
What Duolingo course are you taking?
I'm taking Spanish because I'm trying to.
He's working on the whole thing.
Trying to integrate into
Trying to
my
live there.
society here.
trying to make October 31st worth it.
Yeah, I want to be able to say Dia de Muertos properly, you know. So I gotta
Okay.
get in there.
You gotta get in there, put in some work. What else are you working on, Ray?
Yeah.
You got. What does the editorial director do? And what is your organizational relationship to Jason Davis yet? That's what we are really tracking here on the Off-Nominal beat.
Jason's awesome. Yeah, Jason's actually been doing a lot of amazing articles for us recently. So right now he is writing a piece. He's working on a piece about DART, which is going to be another really cool thing for us to talk about in the near future. I'm really excited personally for the spacecraft to smash into an asteroid moonlet. That'll be fun. So that's something that we're looking forward to just at the Planetary Society in general. You know, we're all about planetary defense. So
What is the Planetary Society editorial stance on calling it Diddy Moon still?
what?
Yeah, what's the house style there?
That was the informal name for it, right? Before it was like, what is it, Dimorphos now? Or
Yeah,
whatever?
Dimorphos.
Dimorphos and Didymos.
Yeah, but
But
it
for
used
a
to be
while,
called Diddy
Didymos'
Moon. Was the
was
little
called
one.
Diddy Moon.
Yeah.
And
that was better.
NASA put the kibosh on
Well,
that.
you know, it's not on the style guide, but I'm gonna have to do my research and do some due process and figure out what's going on with that.
Yeah,
I am excited for the resurgence of the word moonlit to be in popular culture because I just think moonlit is like a really cute, nice little word. Like
It is a
that's
good
adorable.
word.
I would love to just be a little like moonlit in Saturn's F ring, just like that's Ray. She's a little moonlit.
That was so poetic.
A
A little moonlit in Saturn's F
tiny
ring.
moon.
Too good.
Just a little moon.
Yeah.
Jake, you're working on your Magnus Opus over there. Is that even the phrase? What did I just say?
Magnum
opus?
opus.
Magnum Opus? I can't talk today.
Magnus opus.
Magnus Opum.
Yeah, I gotta sit on it. I'm still trying to find. Okay, it's like I'm trying to find a way to like not be a big downer, provide new useful perspective or information, and I don't know, be entertaining. I guess there's a lot of stuff I'm trying to balance there. So I'm sitting on it. So I'm like pretty behind. I haven't done an episode in like a month, and so I'm gonna start getting revolts soon. But I'm working on it, and we're gonna get it out. So yeah.
I feel similarly
coming.
backlogged.
Stay tuned.
Yeah, I feel similarly backlogged. I have not been in podcasting shape this week, but I've got
No.
I got a lot in the hopper. So,
Yeah.
I do want to give a little shout out. This was a trivia heavy episode. If you go to offnom.com/trivia, we are still accepting suggestions for games that we will play in the near future. Right, you're going to love this. Jake and I are going to play a Newlyweds themed trivia game with each other. And then we're going to take those questions, filter out which ones make sense for which game, and we're also going to play a Family Feud style game where we're getting answers from the listeners or viewers, and then we have to figure out what they said. So some great
That's
game
awesome.
show content coming your way. Offnom.com/trivia. You can put in questions now if you want to put them in there. Eventually we'll go and we'll get your responses, so think about that when you're typing into questions that you probably have to answer that one. And I have literally no timeline for this. I made it up in a 10-minute span last week and didn't tell Jake about it until I posted it. So I have no timeline, but this is going to be very fun. So do that. And we keep forgetting to plug next week's show every week, Jake.
Yes, we need to be better at that. Yeah.
Do you remember who's coming on next week?
We're having an old friend come back. Yeah. So Matt Russell from the Interplanetary Podcast will be joining us to talk about some Europe rockets, right? Some Vega C. Is that the one we're talking about?
Yeah.
I've been losing touch of the European rockets, but Matt got to go to Kourou to watch this launch and had some interesting job responsibilities while he was there, so that was kind of cool. And we're going to talk all about what it was like to cover that. So
Yeah.
I'm stoked. Yeah. Always a good time with our friend across the pond.
And get in the Discord if you're not. We never plug this, Jake.
We're terrible pluggers.
We're bad at plugs.
Terrible plugging. Yeah. YouTube membership, $5 a month gets you access to our Discord. It is rad in there. I screwed up our bot this week, and everyone is roasting me. So if you wanna join our Discord and make fun of me for my mistakes, this is your opportunity to do it. Only $5 a month. I will sell myself for that. You can come in and join us. We actually have tons of great conversations there. Our Discord's amazing. They're amazing people. I have a ton of fun in there every day. So pop on by.
That's it, folks. Ray, thanks so much for hanging out again. You are the best, and
thank you.
We love you, and we're really looking forward to who you choose as your snake mentor.
Thank you both so much, and this was a pleasure. I'm always happy to come back. And let me know if anytime you want to drink up a beer, I'm here.
Oh yeah, for sure. All right, see you, everybody. Bye.
Take care. Bye.